All right, I'm going to go over a little bit of trade analysis here. My name is Alan. For those of you that don't know me, from Wall Street to EasyStreet.com. So what I'm looking at right now is this pullback to the 50 area. And, I'd like to go short in here is what I'm looking at. So got this little pullback here to, let's go ahead and mark it up to the 50 right there so we can see it better. So I'd like to short in this area, expecting the market to come back down here and test the support level. But before I do, I want to kind of cover all the bases to make sure I'm not missing anything. So I'm going to glance at a couple other charts to see just exactly what's going on and make sure that I have enough room for get my trade to work out. All right, so what I'm looking at here, this is the dollar index right here, and next to it is the dollar yen. Underneath it is euro yen, and over here, of course, is the euro dollar. So what I'm looking for is I want to make sure that whether or not the dollar is being bought up, or whether the dollar is being sold off, or if I can figure out whether or not it's the euro, could be the euro being bought up or sold off. So I take a quick look here to get an overall view of the entire market. So for me to short the euro, I need this DX to be moving to the upside because it's 50% euro dollar. So it looks like we may have found a little bit of support here in this area, near-term support that we had right here. I'll go ahead and mark that on the chart, that area right there. So it's possible we could see this bounce back up. Then I'm going to glance over here to the dollar yen, and I should see that if the euro is going up, if the euro is going to be dropping, ideally the dollar should be getting stronger and hopefully be outpacing the yen. But you can see there again we have this same little support area here. So I expect this to be moving up as well. And then I want to take a look down here at my 2 euro pairs and see what's going on. These are just a quick glance. Here's my euro dollar, and I'm expecting it to move to the downside. And if the euro is being sold off, then the euro yen, I want to see some weakness there too. So right now I have some strength here in the euro yen. So that's going to add a little bit to the negative side of the trade because the euro is not quite as weak as what I would like to see. So I may hold off a little bit longer on the trade and see if I get some euro yen weakness before I fire off this short position. This these 4 charts that I look at, these are up all the time on one of my monitors, and after you get used to looking at them, it's just a quick glance. I want to see stronger week, stronger week, stronger week, stronger week. That's what I'm looking for. So you can see here we got still have some weakness in the dollar index. So I'm going to hold off a little bit and maybe get that bounce right at the 50 level before I enter short. And of course the euro yen here not participating as well. That's concerning. This is a daily chart that I have right here of the euro dollar, and if you have multiple monitors like I do, you can spread all this stuff out on, because you have plenty of real estate. If you only have one monitor, that's fine. You can kind of scrunch up your chart if you want, your 70-tick chart, but I have the extra real estate, so I've got the extra chart up here, and I want to make sure that I'm not going to trade into support and resistance. So I want to mark these on the chart, and then I'll leave them there all week to make sure that if I'm taking a trade short, I'm not shorting into one of these lines here of support and resistance. And another little area right there. So if you see here, there's nothing, this big move up. We've already broken this area right here that we had here, about 75. So there's actually plenty of room for this trade to move down all the way to 107.50. So that brings me back to my chart of the euro, a 70 tick chart that I'm going to scalp off of, and I'm expecting to see a bounce somewhere around here, around the 50 level, back to the downside. So that's what I'm going to look for right here in this area. As soon as I spot that weakness, then I'll fire off that trade. As I get closer here in the action, one of those things that I always do is I take my time and sales and I start bringing it closer here so I can look up here at the price action, and at a glance, without looking away from the chart, I can see my time and sales. Alright, so here we are a few minutes later. As you can see, we did not enter the trade. We were looking to get short here around the 44, 45 up to about the 50 level, but the market managed to blow right through the 50 level all the way up here to 55, 56. So probably if you had a stop even at 57, maybe even 58, it would have got taken out had we got into the trade. So you know, our quick analysis that we did worked real good in preventing us from taking a bad trade. So let's take a look at those again real quick. You can see here that our dollar index continued to sell off, and euro still continuing its up move. The dollar did find some support here along the dollar yen, but our big tip off of skipping this trade was this euro yen, and you can see how the euro yen stayed strong all the way up. So that was pretty good trade that we didn't take. Had we got in, we would have had taken a loss on it. So overall, it was a good trade analysis, even though the trade was skipped, and that's all part of trading. So I hope you liked the video.